Boom, 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 beat. You used to call me on my cell phone. Oh, I feel so sorry for Drake. Kendrick, you ate his lunch, buddy, at that halftime show, guys. Shout to Kendrick. Shout to Centennial High School in Compton, California. Oh, man. I went to Centennial High. I went to the same high school as Kendrick Lamar, which is pretty cool. A lot of great people have gone through that high school. We had awesome track teams, basketball teams. Oh, it's just a... It's in the hood, but it's there's a lot of love down there in South Central. Shout to Compton, California. All right, guys. Today we're going to make a box clasp for this rock and roller chain that I made. Guys, this is kind of a rugged style rock and roller chain. This is going to be a personal piece for me because I'm kind of a wild individual. Oops. Sorry, Tito. Put Tito back on the corner there. This is the right length that I want. 33 links all together. And we're going to make a box clasp that's going to bring this whole piece together, guys. Made from upcycled silverware that I got from Chuck down here in Montrose, Colorado, where I stay. Poured into this, made into a chain. Now we're going to do the box clasp. You guys have seen the thumbnail, so you guys know what's up. Juanitosville, Juanitosville, Juanitosville. Every time I say Juanitosville, I try to flash the Juanitosville logo up there. You can get Juanitosville coffee mugs, link in the description, merch and all that kind of stuff. But hit like now so you don't forget, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed to the channel. Boom Jewelry Designs, Jewelry Adventures. I'm your host, Benny Boom. Let's make our dreams come true, guys. Let's go with a box clasp that has a height of about 6 millimeters to 6 millimeters. You don't want your wall of your box clasp to be too tall, because the tongue inside the box clasp will jiggle. And I don't know exactly what I'm doing here for sure, but we're gonna give this a good old college try. I'm just gonna put a line right there, so I know that that's about 6 millimeters. And we're going to go 30 mil, as the pros would say. Let's go 30 mil. Doop. And then wide, let's go 15 mil wide, guys. You want to be as precise as you can. Now, I'm not a mathematician here. And then 30 mil. And then another 15. We're going to make a box. Box clasp, you got to make a box if you're going to make a box clasp. I'm going to go ahead and cut this, and I'll bring you guys right back. Right here, friends, we're going to use some old school candle wax I learned from my instructor, Melanie Klein, master silversmith, founder of Uray Silversmiths in Uray, Colorado, now located in Montrose, Colorado. Hi, Melanie. I'm over here trying to make you proud. And by the way, friends, I learned all my stuff, most of it by myself, so don't blame her. When I go a little rogue, I'm going to cut on the outside of the score mark so that I don't dig into it. More material than not enough. Like a hot knife through butter. I love the way that sounds in fast motion, guys. By the way, this is sterling silver 20 gauge. We're going to do the whole box in 20 gauge sterling silver. And at this point right here, I have my line. It's not perfect, of course. And we're going to go ahead and just pull it on my bastard file. Yes, it is a bastard file. I'm not saying bad words. Grandma is a bastard file. I got this at Home Depot. Probably about 20 bucks. And I just keep, this is how I use it. I just butt it up against my bench pin, and I just kind of pull. Swift Eagle got me a sander, and I use my sander for a lot of things, but stuff right here, I just kind of go right here. And shout out to Swift Eagle out there for hooking me up. He's a native dude that I met here on YouTube. I am Nicantlaka. I am Apache. My heritage is Apache. Probably Navajo as well. Diné, the people. Nicantlaka means the people. And Diné also means the people. And we just kind of, we're all one. Different clans, different tribes, but we are all one. So that's just the way that we kind of look at things in our culture. I am Chicano, Spanish, Irish, and Apache. Yeah. So if you guys were ever wondering. So right here what I do, friends, is I'll get my saw and I'll just go on these lines here. I'm at, whoop. Oh, Johnny, watch out. I have my my catch down there. It's just a big, this is where I catch my dust, and it works very well. As you have a bunch of critters in there, and I just kick it out of the way when I'm not using it. Now I just do my very best to go perpendicular. Is that a big word? It is a big word. Right on that line, and I'm just gonna put a score mark with my saw. Okay, we scored it. And then I get my triangle file, guys, and I get these triangle files. I get this whole pack of files. I get my files from Harbor Freight. It's about $2. So whenever these kind of get dull, it doesn't hurt your feelings too bad financially. And this is actually a pretty new one. I just opened this yesterday. Opened that pack yesterday. Along these score marks that I put, I'm going to get my file, and I'm just going to put a little... Just follow that. Okay, I got these angles in here, and what I do now is I just get my flat nose pliers, get a nice 90-degree, and you can always sure it up later, but this just gives you a good general view if you're in the ballpark. Put the score mark just on the outside of it, not on it exactly, because you need to give it some room. So then I just do this number. Boop. This number. Oh, I forgot. Guys, right here, it's always advisable. I learned this. Right here, while you still have this open, give it a 45-degree angle. Because they're going to want to meet up. And you could do this when it's still flat, if you're smart. Right inside that again. Boom. Boom. If it's rounded more than you want it, you might not have went deep enough. Now that is what I'm working with right now, friends. All right, guys, so the next step on this point is we're gonna run some solder and sure this up. And I'll take you over to the soldering block, and then I'll show you how we make this just right. Alrighty, Juanitosville, here we are. And if you can see, I placed strategically medium solder, as they say in Europe, on the corners, guys. And this is the corner that is open, so I'm going to have to pay special attention to that one. But I'm going to do this one last, I believe, just to strengthen our box before we kind of get into putting the lids on. So let's just go kind of get this going, get this kind of toasty. Shout to Chad Parker. Check out Chad Parker. He's a great teacher. I learned a lot from him. He has tons of videos on YouTube. If you search Chad Parker Silversmith, you'll find him. Okay, there's that corner. This corner, good. We're gonna work this corner. Okay, good. Now this corner is the corner I may have to use my tongs just to squeeze it closed. Good. So what you want, guys, is just make sure you have nice silver showing on all of the, because that's where there'd be potential gaps, and you want your solder to run very nicely. So here, guys, we're going to go here, and we're going to use 20 gauge silver, sterling silver for this part of it. Let's cut that out, and then this will be, we're making a box. I think that if you see me cut the last couple millimeters of it, psychologically you feel like you saw the whole thing. Right here, guys, I think I'm gonna do a little bit of stamping. This is a handy dandy line stamper that I made at my dad's house using just a piece of steel. I grinded it. You can see where I hammer it, and this is the side. Oh, that's helpful. Bam, 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 bam. So I'm gonna do some lines like that, and I can draw it, but just so you see what I'm gonna do, I'm just go meet right there. Let's make our dreams come true. Let's start right here. Really, Johnny? Really goat. This stinks. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. Okay, let's take this to the soldering block and solder this down, just like a bezel. Let's get this medium solder. Let's cook this flux off, guys, because the wetness of the flux, it bubbles up when it gets warm, when it heats up, and if you put your solder pieces down first, then sometimes they don't. They bounce around. They start pop locking, break dancing, doing the windmill. You guys remember doing the windmill? Did you ever break dance? Do we have any break dance fans out there? Oh, I used to love to break dance. At recess with the cardboard, boombox, ghetto blaster. You put these solder pieces right up against. You want your solder not to be the life of the party, not doing the sprinkler from the middle of the dance floor. You want your solders to be wallflowers. You know, a foot on the wall, leaning back against the wall, maybe gently nodding your head to the beat. That's how you want your solders to be. Kind of just like looking around, you know, maybe a thumb in the pocket. Yeah. If you weren't breakdancing probably in elementary school, you probably were playing tetherball. Oh, ropies, no ropies. There was always that one kid that got to play the whole recess because he was so good. I would get, I'd always be in the back of the line. Back to the back of the line, Benny. Oh, man, I can't beat Mikey. Nobody can beat Mikey. And then he had the glove. Oh, on the cold mornings, he had a glove. He had a special tetherball glove. Oh, I hated that kid. But I was probably just a hater. All right, guys, let's go right here. Enough of the jibber jabber. I have my tongs here so that my tweezers, so I can, when it's time, I'll do a little, sometimes I do a little beep beep, little push down on it. Okay. Boom, got it nice right there. Boom. Okay, I think I got a good one right there. Okay, boom, looking around. We're in the trenches, let's go. Okay. So you guys know I'm not full of jive. I'm not a turkey jive sucker mother ducker. Turkey jive sucker. Looking good in there, friends. Looking good. We are not turkey jiving at all on this one. All right, so now we're going to clean this off. And then we'll get ready to put a top one. All right, friends. Psychological tactics as per usual. Now, if you notice this is pretty cool. And if you notice this, I left a little bit of a lip around the whole thing, because I think I like that kind of look. I'm gonna clean that up, but I think I'm gonna leave a little bit of a lip on the top and the bottom because I just like that. It looks kind of like an industrial kind of look, and I could make it perfectly flush, and that would be cool too. But I like the lip, so we're gonna go ahead and stay lippy. Keep it lippy like that kid in the back of the bus with his crooked haircut, always talking smack. There was a kid that rode my bus that I was always having beef with. Oh man, Danny. Oh, Danny. Okay, guys, let's do the top. More material than not enough. I'm gonna cut that out and I'll bring you guys back and then we'll keep moving forward. Okay, right here, friends, I cut this out. This is for the other side of the box, and I just marked right there because I'm gonna go ahead and boom this. If you guys don't know about my logo, friends, with the sideways O, that was originally an accident. I accidentally did a sideways O, and I was like, actually, that looks cool. 925, so you know it's not phony baloney. Okay, cooking off the flux. We're gonna make our lives a little bit easier on ourselves, and we're gonna tin. And here you want to go hard, friends, because you don't want for the gases inside to build up and pop in your face if you can help it. I'll see the solder. I'm working on one end here. Okay, that ran. That ran. That ran right here. Okay, that ran. That ran. Okay. Hit it quick. On this, because there's pressure in there, that hot air in there, I would probably not dunk this in the water because it could just be like a rapid something scientific. So I just let it air cool, and I'll bring you guys back and we'll clean up the outside of this. Okay, friends, that was not too hard. This is the part where we do, we cut the box for both sides of our box clasp. But I'm going to try to make this as square as possible. I don't know how square my flat line is, but... And the key, I think, right here, friends, is to... When you cut this box, do your best to cut straight up and down and not get an angle, like a side angle cut. But that's exaggeration, but not like that. You want for it to be nice and straight up and down if possible. So I got the boom on this side. It's going to be on this side of the box. And so we're just looking right there. And I didn't really measure. I just kind of eyeballed what I want the big side and then the small side. And the small side's going to have the clasp latch on it. And the big side's going to, well, you'll see. Perpendicular as possible, friends, right here. Beautimous. All right, let's go. Right here, we're gonna do the tongue latch that has the spring on it, the springiness on it. And my advice, guys, is make it as wide as you can that it will fit in there, but just barely. You want it for it to be snug. If it's loose, it'll jiggle left and right, and your latch will be a little jiggly. And if it's not a big deal, but you know, with these, you really want to try your best to make it as tight as you can. So we want it to be, let's just use this whole little rectangle right here. Psychological tactics. You're just kind of oh guys, are you guys looking? Jeez, I'm sorry. It fits tight on this side it doesn't. I think that was square. So right here, guys, we know that this is gonna have to bend. So we're gonna go in right here. We want the bend to be about right there. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do this number. I'm not going to score this, guys, because I want the tension. I want the tension to be such. Boom. And I want this to be about like this. Right there, be careful. When you use snippers like that, scissors, shears, it has a tendency to warp a little bit. So long one on the bottom, short one on the top, if there is a short one. Okay, there we go. All right, guys, so I got some tension. It's holding it against this right here. That's what I want. We're gonna go ahead and put a bead of Let's remember what side we're gonna have the top. This is gonna be the top. This is gonna be the short side. So we want the solder in Europe to be right there on the back side. Let's put the Genius wire right there so it kind of props up. And if you're fortunate enough to have a little skinny piece of solder like this, right butted against. Let's go. Beautiful. Beautiful, me darling. Right there, guys. So we didn't solder this side. This side is this side. And this side's going to be the one that's going to go onto the catch. And you guys will see that coming up next. I'm going to go ahead and cut this. In the still of the night, I hear the wolf howl honey sniffing around your door. Sorry. Now, I'm just going to eyeball this. But just so you guys know, there's going to be a catch there. And it needs to be about roughly short like that. Yeah. There it is. All right, guys. So right there, we have a little bit of a lip. Let's make sure we're good here. Oh, geez. Is that too... Dude, that might be too big. That's all right. That's all right. We don't want for it to be... If it's too big, then when it goes in there, it won't close all the way. Feel what I'm saying? It'll be like that. And I might have made this too big. But that's all right. That's why we have a big loop right there. And we'll just use our tool and we'll make it a little bit shorter. And let me show you how I'm going to do that. And then we're going to pound it, which will make this part a little bit longer. We'll have to trim this again. But, you know, we're not perfect out here, guys. Let's just see how I would do this if I was me. All right, friends, this is where I have it so far, and I'm gonna try. All the learning that I've done up to this point is, and all the times I've done it before, is I'll pinch this really tight. But I'm gonna see if I can keep this a little bit big so that it fills this up nicely, so that it has a tighter fit. I'm gonna have to cut this off right here because this is how much I was able to like take off of it right there. So I'm gonna cut it back, and then we're gonna try to keep this big if possible, and we'll see how that works. It's my piece, so I'll be able to gauge the performance of it over a period of time. So I'll know whenever I make it again for someone else that if they want a tight fit, that this method actually works. All right, guys, I put it in the acid. Just make sure there isn't any crud in there that might be blocking my dreams. But look at that. We're close. It's catching just a little bit right there. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it just a little bit of a file. So we're good right there. We're not butting against the back because you don't want for this to butt against the back. So that's why we kind of are a little bit careful when we're making that so that it doesn't butt against the back, because if it does, you're not going to get a total close. All right, friends, we're about right here. We have a nice... This is going to be good. And then I can always open this up for more tension. So now we're going to put a ball. And this is what I wanted to tell you guys is when you put your ball, make sure you put your ball a little bit hanging over. There you go. Let's put the ball on. Right here. This is our post we're going to use. I'm going to put some medium solder on this bad boy. Whoa. Just like that. However long this is how far back you want to go. I want this to be as tight as possible, so I'm going to kind of eyeball it. Looking at it sideways, I think we're good. We're going to cut this out. I'm going to do it with the saw. Hot child in the city. Doo-doo. Running wild, looking pretty. An angle like this to start your blade, guys, because if you try to go sideways, it's gonna give you a headache. I think we're close. I think we can just pull that off. Take a gander. Okay, we're close. Pretty dang close. I could probably file a little bit more. Pretty good, pretty good. Now the step is where I got this piece of fork prong and I just rolled it through my roller to make some square wire. And what we're going to do here is measure the inside of this, and I want this to fit right in there. Okay, friends, I have this bar. Now I have a feeling that's going to want to dance on me as soon as I put some heat on it, but let's hope for the best. Man, friends. Whoa, what happened to that one? Luckily I had my eye protection on. That's what I'm gonna do, but not here. I just want to show you guys. Just sure that up, get it flush. Okay. Didn't think of that. I'm not going to be able to get that in there like that. Dang, that was my error. I wonder if it was. All right, guys, I made it just a little bit skinnier, but still thick, like I kind of wanted it. I don't know if this is going to be legit, but I'm going to put a little tension on this. Bum, bum, bum. Let's raise this part up just a little bit. Push this down and then open. And when you have these, guys, when you have these box clasps, you can adjust it yourself. Sometimes the spring will lose its spring, so you kind of have to go through this once in a while just to get it back where you want it. But see, that click is where that lip just hugged behind that bar that we put in there. Boom. Now, well, you have to do this a bunch of times just to get used to it. But that's pretty much it. So there you have it, Juanitosville. Thank you so much for joining us for this box class. The next step I'm going to do, and I don't know if you guys want to watch this or not, but I'm going to get these, and then I'm going to attach one to this side, and then get this one and attach it to this side. I'll be using my third hand. I'm going to use easy solder for these last final little nubs. Thank you so much for hanging out and watching this process. If you liked the video, please hit like if it was helpful. If you guys would like to subscribe. We're doing jewelry adventures over here. We're not the best in the world, but we're working to improve our skills all the time, become more competent, more confident, follow our dreams and our ideas, and be adventurous. And that's what this channel is all about, guys. So thank you so much for hanging out. Come on, you guys. You know I can't leave you out of the party. Let's finish this up real quick. Let's do this side first. I have half of the link filed. I have it on my third hand. I'm using easy solder. This is the final soldering job of this project. We're going to put some solder right here on the chain. there. As this comes to temperature, we're going to get this hot as well. And I probably want a little bit higher heat. A little higher heat right here, friends. Make our dreams come true. Just like that. That's one side, friends. Let's just keep it groovy like a drive-in movie. Leaning toward moving forward. You know how we do it. Put this half link right here. Carefully, because this is still hot. Do the same thing. Flux. Down. Still easy solder. That on there. Okay. Here we're going to go right here. I feel like I got it. I'm not real sure. Let's. Okay, friendly friends. And this other side. There we have it right there, friends. Stick around for the very, very end, and we're going to do the music video debut of this piece. I'm going to clean it up a little bit. I'm going to maintain some rugged nature of this because I really like it like that. But boss clasps aren't that hard. They're harder to say than they are to make, friends. Boom. How fun! And it's tight. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out, man. You know what it is. I'm Benny. I'm out. Peace.